We're here with Rhonda Layfield from Deployment Done Right. Hi Rhonda, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Rhonda Layfield, as you said, and I've been in IT for over 30 years now. I started out pretty much right out of high school when I joined the Navy. Spent 7 years in the Navy working with computers and started with mainframes and punch cards. So I've been in IT for a really, really long time and seen a lot of fun, exciting changes.
Okay, so in your field of expertise is deployment. You had a couple of sessions actually about, for instance, deployment of 8.1. Can you tell us something about that?
Sure, Windows 8.1. Actually, there's not a lot of companies that are rolling it out. So I have moved from Washington, D.C. on the east coast of America all the way to California on the west coast, just so I could find some companies that were actually doing 8.1 deployments. So I'm out doing pharmaceutical companies right now and actually deploying 8.1. So there's a lot of differences between deploying Windows 7, Windows XP, and Windows 8.1, especially with the new applications. There's all kinds of things we can do with Config Manager 2012 R2 and applications now. So in the past, we just had the Software Center. Now we can have the Software Center, Application Catalog, and a company portal. So there's all kinds of options for deploying different types of applications for Windows 8.1.
And do you have any advice for any system administrators watching this when they want to go from the transformation from either XP or 7 to 8.1? Any tips for them?
Absolutely. The biggest tip, and this is what I see repeatedly, is people reinvent their deployment solution. They're not using the Microsoft best steps, and there's a reason they are the best steps. If people would just follow exactly the steps that Microsoft puts out, and there's actually some quick start guides to help you get started if you haven't done it before, you'll find those in the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit, MDT, 2013's help file. So if you just follow those steps, you'll find that your deployments are going to happen a lot faster and they'll be more reliable. You won't have as much troubleshooting to do if you start with an empty task sequence and then plug everything in yourself. Start with one of the client task sequences that Microsoft has already created for you. They did a fantastic job. So use the product the way it was created and you'll get your deployments done a lot quicker.
A couple of weeks ago, the support for XP ended, and there's still a lot of companies in the Netherlands and probably around the whole world still using XP. What's your advice, and how should they make the transition to another operating system, according to you?
Well, if they're still on XP, and I actually heard rumors that it's about 20% in the States that are companies that are still on XP, which is a big number, especially for an operating system that's not going to be patched any longer. So vulnerabilities, you're going to run into a lot of issues with XP unless you're paying a lot of money to get those supported patches. So I think that what they need to do is roll off if you go to Windows 7 or Windows 8. I would highly recommend, if you're going to stay with machines that are not touchscreen, I would go to Windows 7. If you're going to go to touchscreen machines, that's when Windows 8 and 8.1 really shines. So if you're going to go all the way to the touchscreens, the tablets, the slates, then yes, I would definitely roll to Windows 8.1.
Sounds like a great advice. Rhonda, thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with the ICT Expert Talks, and we'd hope to have you back again next year.
Awesome. I hope to come back next year. I love Holland.
And we're done.